And I was took that very night to Richmond and sold to a speculator again. I never see by Mammy anymore. I has thought many times throughout all these years how Mammy looked that night. She pressed my little hand in both of hers and said, "Be good and trust in the Lord." Trusting was the only hope for us black niggers in those days. Us just prayed for strength to endure it to the end. We didn't expect nothing for it, but to stay in bondage until we died.
How much am I offered for this wench? How much? Sold.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home, a long, long way from home. Oh Lord, hear my cry. Oh Lord, hear my cry. Oh Lord, hear my cry. A long way from home, a long, long way from home. Oh, sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone.
Lord, sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone.
A long way from home, a long, long way from home.
Massa worked us hard and gave us nothing. We had to use what we made in the garden to eat. We also ate our hogs. Our clothes were bad, beds were sorry. We went barefooted in a way. What I mean by that is that we had shoes part the time. We got one pair of shoes a year. When they wore out, we went barefooted. Sometimes we tied them up with strings, and they were so ragged the tracks looked like bird tracks where we walked in the road. We lived in log houses dabbed with mud. They called them the slave houses. My old daddy partly raised his chillins on game. He caught rabbits, coons, and possums. He would work all day and hunt at night. We had no holidays. They did not give us any fun, as I know. I could eat anything I could get. I tell you the truth, slave time was slave time with us. My brother wore his shoes out and had none all through winter. His feet cracked open and bled so bad you could track him by the blood. Of course, we didn't fit no schooling. The white folks also said niggers don't need no learning. Some niggers learned to write their initials on the barn door with charcoal. Then they'd try and find out who done it. The white folks, I mean. And say they cut fingers off if and they just find out who done it.
How much? Sold to the man in the black coat.
knowed was come and go by the bells and horns.
In them slave days, them slave days.
Old ram horn blow, send us all out to the field.
We'd all line up about 75 field niggas and go by the tool shed and get our hoes.
It was hard work.
Get beatings and half fed.
In them slave days. Them slave days.
The conch shall blow to full daylight, and all hands better get out for a roll call of Solomon bust the door down and get them out. The times I hated the most was picking cotton when the frost was on the boughs. My hands get sore and cracked open and bleed. We'd have a little fire in the fields, and even the ones with tender hands couldn't stand it no longer. We'd run and warm our hands a little bit. This reading is a recount given by Mary Reynolds, Texas. This account was recorded with Sarah Gudger, North Carolina. I so has had a hard life. Just work and work and work. I never knowed nothing but work. No, I never knowed what it was to rest. I just work all the time from morning till late at night. I had to do everything they want to do on the outside. Work in the field, chop wood, haul corn, till sometimes I feel like my back's sure to break. Old boss, he sent us niggas out in any kind of weather. Rain or snow, it never mattered. We had to go to the mountains, cut wood and drag it down to the house. Many the time we come in with our clothes stuck up poor cold bodies. But 'twasn't no use to try to get 'em dry. If the old boss or the old missus see us, they yell, "Get on out of here, you black thing, and get your work out in the way." Lordy, honey, you can't know what a time I had. All cold and hungry. No, I ain't telling no lies. It's the gospel truth. It sure is.
Now, how much am I offered for these two Negro wenches? The second being an excellent seamstress. How much? Sold.
Swing down, chair, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chair, stop and let me ride. Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord, rock me, easy. I've got a home on the other side. Six white horses prancing side by side. 6 white horses prancing side by side. Oh, rock me, Lord, let me ride easy. I've got a home on the other side. Let me ride. Why don't you swing down, chair, stop and let me ride? Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me easy. I've got a home on the other side. Well, Ezekiel went down in the middle of the field.
soldier with the chariot wheel. Wasn't too particular about the chariot wheel. He just wanted to know how the chariot feels. Ezekiel went down and he got on board. Chariot went on walking right on down the road. Wasn't too particular about the rocky road. He just wanted to lay down his heavy load.
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride.
Why don't you
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride. Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord, rock me, come
easy.
easy.
I got a home,
I got a home on the
other side.
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride.
Why don't you
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride. Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord, come easy. I got a home on the other side. Ooh.
I's hear tell of them good slave days, but I ain't never seen no good times then. My mother's name was Lisa. My mother was a cook, and I don't recollect nothing about my father. If I had brothers and sisters, I didn't know it. I tended children when I was a little gal, and I tried to clean the house just like old Miss tells me to. I recollects once when I was trying to clean the house just like old Miss tells me, and I finds a biscuit, and I was so hungry I ate it, 'cause I never seen such thing as a biscuit. Only sometimes on Sunday morning, I ate that biscuit, and old Miss comes and say, "Where that biscuit?" I said, "Miss, I ate it 'cause I was so hungry." Then she grabbed that broom and started beating me over the head with it and calling me a low-down nigger. And I guess I just clean lost my head, 'cause I knowed better than to fight her than if I knowed anything at all. But I starts to fight her, and the driver, he comes and he grabs me, and he starts to beating me over the head with cat o' nine tails. And he beats me till I fall to the floor nearly dead. He cut my back all to pieces. Then they rubbed salt on the cuts for more punishment.
How much? Sold to the fine-looking couple there.
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride.
Why don't you
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride. Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me, come
easy.
easy.
I got a
home on the other side. Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride.
Why don't you
Swing down, chariot, stop it, let me ride. Oh, rock me, Lord, rock me, Lord, come easy. I got a home on the other side. Ooh.
Excuse me if I don't talk so good. I've been feeling poorly for a spell. And I ain't so young no more. Lord me, when I think back to what I used to do, now all I can do is hop around a little. While Miss Olivia used to put a glass plump full of water on my head and have me waltz around the room, I dance so smooth like I don't spit nary drop. That was in St. Louis where I was born. You see, my mama belonged to old William Cleveland and old Polly Cleveland. And they was the meanest two white folks would ever live. They was always beating on their slaves. I know, 'cause mama told me. And I hears about it other places. And besides, that old Polly, She was a poly devil if there ever was one. She whipped my little sister, what was only 9 months old, and just a baby, to death. She come and took the dap off of my little sister and whipped her till the blood just ran, just 'cause she cried, like all babies do. I never forgot that. But I got something even with that old poly devil, and it's this way. You see, I was about 10 years old, and I belonged to Miss Olivia, what was that old poly devil's daughter. And that old poly devil came to where Miss Olivia lives after she was married and tries to give me a lick out in the yard. I picks up a rock about as big as half your fist and hits her right in the eye, and it busted her eyeball and tells her, "That's for whipping my baby sister to death." You could hear her holler for 5 miles. And when I tell Miss Olivia, she says, "Well, I guess my mama has learned her lesson at last." But that old Polly was mean like her husband, old Cleveland, till she died. And our hope stays burning in torment now. Miss Olivia takes a liking to me, and though her papa and mama so mean, she was kind to everyone, and they just love her. She marries to Mr. Will Adams, what was a fine man, has about 5 farms and 500 slaves, and he buys me for her and pays him $2,500, and he gives him George Henry, a nigger to boot. Lawsy, I sure is happy to be with Miss Olivia and away from that old Polly devil, 'cause they killed my little sister. We lives in St. Louis on Chinqua Hill, and I was a house girl. But I have plenty of time to myself, and that's where I learned to dance so good. Lord, I just crazy about dancing. When I hear the music play, I gets up and dances.